My mission today is to just do a one-day hike. It's about a 10-hour hike. And I'm looking for a cave that I found, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt.
We're hiking today right outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, really close to Area 51. We started this hike at Deadman Canyon. It's a place where people commonly park their cars before they go hiking out here in the desert. Temperatures are supposed to reach 112 degrees, so we started really early so that we could get out of here before it gets too hot. We are searching for a hiker that went missing several years ago. Our area of focus is a place called Wagon Spring. Wagon Spring is important because it's a few miles from where they found this missing hiker's belongings, and it's an area that we haven't seen any other hikers or YouTubers search for the missing hiker before. The missing hiker's name is Kenny Veach. Kenny Veach was an expert hiker. He frequently hiked out here in the desert, and on one of his hikes out here, he found this cave with the entrance the shape of the letter M, and he said this cave made him feel so uncomfortable that he didn't want to go inside. Later on, he decided he wanted to try to find that cave again and actually go inside of it. And on one of his hikes out here looking for the M cave, he went missing. We're going to be hiking right along the cliff face today until we get to Wagon Canyon. And Wagon Canyon is going to lead us right up to Wagon Spring. We'll check that area out a little bit and then walk down Wagon Canyon. And if we see any caves along the way, that's when we'll check them out and we'll film anything else that we think is cool.
We're moving, but it's not too bad down here. We're actually making really good time. We've almost done a mile in what, like 10 minutes? It's pretty flat out here, so we're actually able to kind of like jog. And we want to do that when it's cool, although it's 89 degrees or something like that right now. But we just stopped to catch our breath and show you this bonage. We got like a mountain goat or mountain sheep spine, it looks like. And the pelvis, Andrea, right? You're the doctor.
Yep.
Not me.
Part of the pelvis.
So we got some bonage right away. One interesting thing is stuff like this stands out so much. So when people are like, it's so hard to find stuff like this in the desert, not so much bones, like white bones on the surface, but we can even see like trash left by people hiking pretty easily. Anytime I record or I'm talking to you, we're actually, believe it or not moving as fast as we normally are. We're just trying to keep a somewhat normal pace. You can't go too fast. Step right on a rattlesnake or run your stuff right into an agave plant. And although we got these snake pants on, the agave don't care. All right, we're gonna keep going. Last time we hiked, we said we made it to Wagon Canyon. We actually didn't make it to Wagon Canyon. We just found a big canyon and got distracted, and I didn't look at the map. But Wagon Canyon, from the other side on Cow Camp Road, or Cow Camp Road, it's a little winded. When we came from that way in our last video, we were 100, like I said, 100 yards away. We hit that big canyon. We saw those paintings. We got super distracted. So we actually never walked up Wagon Canyon last time. So to put it in perspective, Andrew's just adjusting her gear, getting pictures of the bones and stuff like that. At this point, we've covered pretty much the whole cliff face going all the way to Hidden Forest. We've checked all the caves on that side. So when we walk back this way, we'll get all the caves that are on this cliff face also. One thing Andrew didn't mention is if we get up to the spring fast enough, we're just catching our breath right now, but if we get up there and we're feeling good, about a mile up is actually Sheep Peak on the map, the actual peak. And so to put it in perspective, I think down here at the ground level, my Garmin GPS said something, it was like 5,000 elevation or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like 6,000 elevation. And at the top of the peak, it's 12,000. So we might not be feeling good by the time we get up there and might not want to do it. That might be a later camping trip. But if we're feeling motivated, we'll go all the way to the top of Sheep Peak and get the view from up there. But we're definitely going to make it to that spring at this rate. I'm just jogging up this hill real quick. Although we're beelining it to the thing we said we wouldn't stop, I see something shiny. Do you see that shiny thing, Andrea? So, because I might forget about it on the way out. It might just be a spider web or something. That's exactly what it is. It looks like, yeah, it's a bunch of spider webs in the trees. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Beautiful sun. And we got to keep going. Let's do it. Couple miles in, almost to the canyon. It's just kind of like this, the hills. So it's like we get gas climbing, then we feel good, then we get gassed. But we're almost to the canyon, and then we pretty much got the same amount of distance, but at a crazy incline. So we're just moving, and we're gonna keep going. Well, this should be Wagon Canyon. We're gonna take out our maps, see if we have phone service. If not, I'll use my GPS. We'll figure out where we are. If this is Wagon Canyon, which we think it is, that would be Sheep Peak. Up there, way up there, it looks like a little speck up there, but and then from here, we gotta go up this thing about, I think it's like 2.5 miles, something like that, but it's a pretty steep incline. And then we'll find that spring, see how we feel. This is a weird rock formation. Andrea's going over there in the shade to check stuff out. I'm gonna go check out this rock formation while I'm recording. We gotta get some footage. We just did like I said, a few miles without really recording, without talking, focusing on the pace, breathing, because we wanted on the flat part to go as fast as possible. Let me climb up in here. Just catching my breath. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's just a little flat area up here. Ooh, listen to that wind. I know that's gonna sound terrible in the camera, but it feels great. Whew. All right, let me go down here and meet Andrea in the shade. Should be through these trees. Stupid hills. And it's hot. Now, the phone says it's like 92, but we're at higher elevation and the wind's blowing. I don't think it's that hot. But it is freaking hot. Happy 4th of July weekend. And my legs are burning.
If this is Wagon Canyon, it's gonna be the worst part of the hike. There's a big incline and we got a long distance to go to the spring.
Okay. Nice little break. We're feeling rested. We actually, good thing we always bring a hand map. We have a GPS and we do have cell phone service. So we double, triple checked, and we actually got to go about 0.2 miles that way. That's it. So this wasn't Wagon Canyon, although I think it is considered Wagon Canyon because it's like a little fork that comes off of it. But since we took our break now, we're going to book it over to Wagon Canyon. And like Andrea was just saying, it's going to be the fun part of the hike. It's going to be a blast. But we just got to climb over a couple of these hills. 0.2 miles. We're moving good. We're not even like tired yet. As soon as we rest up, we actually feel good. But when we're walking up that incline, we're probably not going to be able to really talk or want to film because we're going to be devastated. But we're, as you can see, Andrea's a little billy goat. She's going to get up this hill. We have a couple more of these. And that's that. Now, this is really steep, so I decided to turn the camera on. So if I fall down, we fall down together. YouTube. So this is what's annoying, is you gotta walk down this steep thing and then walk up that steep thing. It's never easy. Oh, you think that's the better path? I guess this is like a big drop off right here, huh? Okay. I'll admit you're right this one time. We're almost there. Can't wait to get to this spring. It's bucket list. Oh, she is running up it. I better catch up. Okay, we're still not to the canyon. Still something else today. I think it's just the heat really adds a little bit of extra whatever to it. So we got our secret weapon when we have these sticks. We start flying. Almost to the canyon. We're almost there. You can see all the alluvium that washed out in the desert over there. That's that lighter color stuff with all the green. So that's the big old canyon that's washing out the stuff. We're actually curious if they called it Wagon Canyon because there's going to be a wagon in there. Big box of treasure. By now somebody would have got it. Sorry about the wind. It's really windy.
We've shown you guys many Wagon Canyons, but this is actually Wagon Canyon. We finally made it, and Wagon Spring is about 2 to 3 miles that way. So once we get going, we're just gonna try to book it up there. But obviously if we see any critters or anything cool along the way, we'll pull the camera out.
It's really pretty out here. A lot of trees. As we get higher up in the elevation, we've only gone about a mile. It's not hard. But it's not the easiest thing we've ever done. It's real hot still, but no large caves, anything like that. But as you can see, it gets more mountainous the higher we get up. Andrea was getting hungry and wanted to eat this gigantic lizard. I'm trying not to bug him or scare him, but look at him. You see him? Or her?
Too bothered.
You see it?
See it.
He's awake. His eyes like moving. If he moves, it's gonna scare me, and I'm gonna drop the camera. Watch, because he's so still. He's got cool little orange marks on his body. If anybody's a lizard major in college, or if you're just familiar with wildlife, let us know. We really like seeing lizards like that. But we're gonna walk around him so we don't bother him, and I'll get a little bit closer.
Unfazed.
He's playing dead. Gonna keep going though. Okay, my shadow's in it. Hang on a second. Okay, like I said, as we're moving closer and closer to the spring and getting more in the brush, here's another old can right here. Probably early 1900s, late 1800s. Could be a prospector, something like that. That'd be cool to see, like an open shaft mine. That would explain an M-shaped like cave. It could just be an old mine shaft. Like I said, Andrea's gonna document all this, so she'll get a picture of this too.
We're taking a little break right now. We found some shade to sit down in and eat a granola bar. And we are 0.5 miles approximately from the spring.
Okay. You wouldn't believe the stuff we've been climbing through. We didn't film because Andrea started getting a really bad attitude.
I did not.
But it's pretty brutal climbing this. The GPS says we're like at 9,000 elevation, so the elevation's increasing. It's getting tighter in here. Good news is we're 200 yards from the spring, and it's all downhill after that. So I'm gonna keep the camera out and film as we go. I may have to tuck you away to climb over obstructions like that, but 200 yards left. We haven't seen any caves at all. Really cool geology, really cool scenery, but we'll show you a lot more stuff on the way down when it's easier to hike.
We are so close, just about 100 yards away, according to the GPS. So we should be seeing it anytime. Probably a little patch of green up there. We could see this little green oasis right here. Knew we were getting close. And look at that little, well, it's a pretty big barrel. It says Hudson written on it. Let's get closer. Look at that. We made it. Little watering trough for animals, probably. This thing's completely dry, but there's a little hose coming from up there, so maybe there's some water up there. But you can definitely tell this is where a spring is. Everything, you know, regular desert landscape. A lot more trees around, and then this lush green vegetation. There's the bucket right down there. I'm gonna explore around these beautiful green bushes a little bit more. Like we were saying before, it's a few miles from where they found Kenny Veach's belongings. Let's say you're hiking around here, start getting dehydrated, a little confused, you get off your path, hike a few miles longer. You'd probably want to find somewhere with some water, right? Potentially. Maybe stumble across this. Could be out here somewhere. That's the thing about the desert. There are so many cracks and crevices. We've been hiking out here for hours. Finally came upon the spring. And it's summer, so it looks pretty dry to me. But I'm still working my way over this way. Just taking my time, enjoying the scenery. It's much nicer on the way down. Not gonna lie, it was getting pretty rough on the way up. And even though we left really early, this is the longest hike we've been on so far out here. We're already 5 miles in. But we can say Wagon Canyon up through Wagon Spring has been checked fairly well. We got 2 sets of eyes on the canyon, keeping an eye out for anything. No obvious MKs and no signs of a missing hiker. My back's gonna be facing the sun now, so tied a little bandana around our neck. And because we put sunscreen on earlier, obviously, but we've been out here for a while sweating, and now that neck's directly in the sun, so just gonna give it some extra coverage. All right. Just to give you guys a view, that's the vegetation we just came from. Hopefully, I'm getting this footage. The camera keeps giving me a repairing file. It's a GoPro, and sometimes when it overheats, keeps like a little notice pops up that says repairing file. It's happened a couple times. I just kind of put it away, let it cool off, and then start filming again. Well, I'm not breathing as heavily going down. That's nice. We can definitely say that Wagon Canyon and Wagon Spring have been checked. Whoops. Oh gosh. Sadly, that's not the first time this happened. Today. Oh, those rocks are so slippery. We kept our eyes open on the way up, and we're gonna keep looking on the way down. But no signs yet of an M cave or a missing hiker. I think I'll just use this as a little slide. There we go. You guys see the little heart? Heart rock. We're deep in the canyon, surrounded on both sides, making our way down. Keeping an eye out for any mountain goats or other cool animals. But they're probably smart and resting in the shade right now at this time of the day.
Yeah, we didn't see any caves. 0 on the way up. So if you're looking for caves in Wagon Canyon, say that correctly, they're not here. And actually, there's not, the elevation's so high on both sides, you can't really climb up the sides, and then back there where the spring was, you can't really climb up the other side. So, pretty sure you could check this off the list for possible places for the M cave and or where Kenny will be.
Giving you guys a view of the canyon. It's actually really pretty. And I didn't even see this on the way up. We got some some bones up here on the rock. Probably like a little trailblaze that somebody left there. Really cool. So we climbed up all of this. All these rocks are not that easy to walk in. Well, it's just the walking sticks don't help that much in the rocks. Going down is easier, at least get less winded. It's pretty tough on the joints though. And these rocks just slip and slide right under your feet. This part's really pretty. Right down where Willy's at, you can see that darker layer of rock running through the rest of it. Gotta catch up to Willy. Keep stopping to film things. Wow, look at that. It's beautiful out here.
We got another little lizard. This one has like a little collar on it, like he's going to a
Fancy dinner.
A rave. Oh no, yeah, it's fancy dinner's been a minute. So you can get kind of close to him. He's a little more spooked than the last guy that was just sunbathing. Remember, if you're a lizard expert, let us know. Super interested in the wildlife. No snakes today yet.
Can you guys see it yet? I'm afraid one step too many, he's just gonna run.
Or he's gonna jump and get you like Godzilla.
That is really cool.
Because it's kind of, there's so much anticipation if he moves, it is spooky, like, ah.
Oh, there he goes. He was really watching me. Hey, he's still there. Won't get too. Oh, sorry, little lizard.
Say bye.
Another cool part of the canyon right here. come check it out over here. There's a lot of big crevices over here. Just some crevices. Let's see, around the corner. Oh, there's this big plant in the way. There we go. We're on the flatter part of the canyon now. We're walking down a different wash right now than what we walked up. If Kenny Veach did die at a higher elevation, any remains would probably wash down eventually. So we're keeping our eyes open, but we haven't seen anything yet. For those of you expecting us to do some cave exploration today, haven't really found any big caves, but I just spotted this mini cave. I'll go see if anyone left anything inside of it. As you can see, it's not even a cave. It's probably the biggest one we found today though. It's a pretty good sized cave right there. It's definitely bigger than the one I just showed you guys, but as you guys can see, we can see right through to the end of it. We're at the end of the canyon. No Kenny Veach, no M cave, but we put another check in the box. This is what the canyon looks like from the bottom. We made it all the way up to right there where it V's at the top of that. You can't see our car yet. It's parked about 2 miles that way. We don't have any more big hills to climb, so it shouldn't be too bad, but we did reach the peak temperatures of the day. So hopefully we make it back to our car. We made it back from our adventure. We're gonna call it a day here and go enjoy our weekend. Happy 4th of July, and we'll catch you on the next one.